The last of the big four is finally in the house. Hi, I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and Verizon's Samsung Galaxy S3 is in the office. It's available now from Verizon Wireless and online at VerizonWireless.com, starting at $199.99 for the 16GB version. Let's take a look in the full review of the Galaxy S3 on Verizon. Verizon marks the last major carrier to get the Samsung Galaxy S3. It was announced at the same time, but the retail availability was pushed back. It's available now in retail stores, online at VerizonWireless.com, and through telesales starting at $199.99 for the 16GB version. If you want the 32GB version, it'll set you back $299.99, so almost $300. It's available in white and blue, and like I said, available now through Verizon Wireless's sales channels. Spec-wise, very similar, if not identical, to the other US versions. It's packing a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 CPU, a 4.8-inch Super AMOLED HD display with pin-tile technology, an 8-megapixel camera with 1080p HD video recording, a front-facing shooter, a 2,100 milliamp hour battery, and Android 4.0 with the newest version of TouchWiz. Now, you'll see some Verizon stuff on here. For example, the widgets. You'll see a My Verizon Data widget. You'll see a My VZ Navigator. I shouldn't say My VZ Navigator. It's everybody's VZ Navigator. But the VZ Navigator widget is pre-installed as well. Also, some Verizon apps pre-installed, VZ applications, mobile hotspot, My Verizon Mobile, setup wizard, little things like guided tours. And then over here, visual voicemail, which will set you back $299 per month, VCast tones, and VZ Navigator. Now, Verizon's biggest influence on this device, at least so far as I'm concerned, comes from this. Take a look in the notifications bar. You're going to see an ongoing Wi-Fi notification. This is regardless of whether you turn your Wi-Fi off, regardless of whether you don't use it, you almost disable it, and you'll also notice that it's not up here in the shortcuts like it is on the other carrier builds of the Galaxy S3. Kind of frustrating, and I noticed this trend with the HTC Droid Incredible 4G LTE as well. There's a constant Wi-Fi notification up in the top left-hand corner. That's great for those people that are always using Wi-Fi, but for those people like me that literally never use Wi-Fi, that always want to rely on the carrier's network connection, this is kind of frustrating to constantly have this ongoing in the notifications bar. Granted, it's not as intrusive as the HTC Droid Incredible 4G LTE's notification, but still kind of annoying that you can't get rid of that. And considering it has a locked bootloader, I don't think the nerds or the people that would be most interested in hacking or rooting would go with this device anyway. They'd wait for the one with the unlocked bootloader, which is coming soon. But still, this kind of stuff just exerts too much carrier control over the device, in my opinion. I get the need with the share everything plans. The fact that data is tiered now, I can see why they would want that, but still, it's a little bit frustrating for somebody like me that doesn't rely on Wi-Fi. I'd like to think that most consumers are smart enough to know when to turn on Wi-Fi and when to turn it off. And, it's kind of frustrating to see that up in the notifications bar. Messaging, still the same here. You get the same personalization options. Take a look here at a test message that I did to a demo line, and you can see the boxes are obviously colored. It comes with Samsung's keypad out of the gate, which does give you a swipe-like ability out of the box. You can also customize by going to settings, changing the bubbles around, so we can change them back to the stock bubbles, or we can modify them, let's say, to bubble 3 and background 2. You get a bunch of different options here for all of this stuff. So actually, we'll do background 4. How about that? And then we'll go back in here, and you can see that it modifies it. 4.8-inch display means it's going to be great for web browsing, watching YouTube, typing, doing anything like that. So if you're coming from maybe a BlackBerry or something with a physical keyboard, you're kind of concerned about this whole typing on the screen thing, you should be pretty happy with the Galaxy S3. Internet, 4G LTE here. Verizon has it in over 300 markets. It's continuing to roll out to really small cities and towns, and it continues to be relatively fast. Now that said, number one, my office isn't the greatest spot for 4G LTE. Number two, in legacy markets like Charlotte, which was one of the first 38 4G LTE markets on Verizon, you see a lot of saturation. So you're seeing the speeds more in line with what Verizon claims them to be. 5 to 12 megabits per second on the download and 2 to 5 megabits per second on the upload. So in the case of like a Charlotte, I see it usually, again, between 5 and 12 megabits per second. Never any faster than 12 megabits per second in the city. And then the same thing with the upload, never really faster than 2 to 5 megabits per second. So PhoneDog's loading here. Otherwise, pinch to zoom, very responsive, and much like the other Galaxy S3s, you'll see the ability to easily change tabs. And you get a nice preview of where you left off. So if I zoom in on the now trending stuff, I can see that when I go back, I can pick up where I left off, which was at the now trending stuff. So otherwise, menu notifications, or menu structure, I should say, very similar to the other Galaxy S3 models here. No real differences there. Phone and contacts looks exactly the same. Backup assistant starts up. So you see these kind of Verizon theme things happening. And then just for those people that like to keep track, take a look here. I'm going to bring this in so you can look at the 4G LTE indicator so you can see how it differs in comparison to the other devices. And then you can see it has 5 bars in the signal strength indicator as opposed to 6 on the Sprint version and 4 on the T-Mobile version. I'm a big fan of little things like that. And if you are too, then you'll be happy to know that this one has 5 bars as well. Now, VPN client pre-installed on this as well, but what's really cool, and like I've talked about in all the other Galaxy S3 videos, the settings and the things you can do with some of these software tweaks, rather. You can see Backup Assistant Plus here in settings, so it does have a kind of a Verizon influence even in the settings, but come down here, for example, to security and take a look at the lock screen options. I get those same choices, shortcuts, information ticker, camera quick access. I can turn all this stuff on, so when I have camera stuff on, I can turn motion on as well, and there's some great features in motion. Things like the ability to direct call somebody. So when I'm in a text message with somebody, let's say John Doe, I need to call John Doe, I don't have to go to the call application, I can just hold the phone up to my ear and it will auto dial. Smart Alert's always a good one where when you pick up the device, it vibrates if you have a text message or a missed call. Pan to move icon, that's a good one. Tap to top, you can double tap the top of the device and it takes you to the top of any list, like a contacts list, etc. So those are some cool features, and again, the camera feature is one of my favorites. I use it on a regular basis. Press and hold, and then slide over, and it'll activate the camera. Now, on that topic, it comes with some great features, which I've talked about in the full review, so if you're looking at this, you're like, why isn't he spending more time on this? Take a look at the full Samsung Galaxy S3 review on PhoneDog.com and on YouTube at youtube.com/PhoneDog. Otherwise, you do get some cool settings that carry over to the Verizon version. Things like burst shot, where I can take 20 pictures in a row, or I can take 8 best shot pictures. So I can bring over the AT&T Galaxy S3, for example, and see, take those 8, and let's take a look and see which one is the best. Unfortunately, it limits it to 8 on the best shot and limits it to 20 on the burst mode, so you can't just continue to take pictures like you can on some of the HTC devices. That said, very impressed with the picture quality here, and very impressed with the video quality as well. 1080p HD video recording over on this device. Special thanks to Verizon for hooking us up with a review unit, and as always, special thanks to Best Buy Mobile because they provide us with devices that we turn around and give to you for free in PhoneDog's One Pod Bandit giveaway game. When you go into Best Buy Mobile, you'll walk out working with your Galaxy S3, be it Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, or T-Mobile. They'll make sure your email set up, your web set up, your call settings are all good to go. So when you walk out the door, you are 100% working at Best Buy Mobile. Stay tuned for more coverage on Verizon's build of the Samsung Galaxy S3. More dogfights to come with carrier-specific versions now that all 4 are finally in the office. In the meantime, be sure to cast your vote in PhoneDog's official smartphone rankings. Be a part of a nationwide, a worldwide conversation at PhoneDog.com/rankings. Follow me on Twitter as well, PhoneDog_Aaron. Let me know if you got this device from Verizon or any other carrier for that matter. Let me know if you're enjoying it. Let me tell me things you love. Tell me things you hate. PhoneDog_Aaron on Twitter and on Facebook at Facebook.com/PhoneDogAB. Besides this pesky Wi-Fi notification, it's Verizon's best smartphone on their network at the moment. That said, things change continuously in this industry, so stay tuned because I'm sure a couple of weeks down the road, something new will come out, and rest assured, we'll be here to cover it. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your Friday the 13th, and we'll see you next time.